Let's bring in Professor Sam Wang. He's the director for the Princeton Electoral Innovation Lab. Professor, thanks so much for being here. I don't have to tell you, there's all sorts of troubling things happening at the state and local level where former President Trump's cronies who believe the big election lie are being installed into important election positions. So is President Biden making this speech today too late?
I don't think it's too late. I would say that there are several choke points, weak points in our democracy that really need to be addressed. One is local control of elections and having elections be honest, as they have been in great and large part over the last decades. And the other is election rules that get in the way of fair outcomes, things like anti-gerrymandering provisions, things like voter ID provisions. So I would say that it's really important for there to be a local role. Citizens can do that by joining their election boards, and a national role for the Department of Justice and for federal laws to protect democracy. So it would have been great to have these protections in place a few years ago, but it is not too late, and it's very important to pass these voting rights acts as President Biden is advocating.
I mean, when you talk about citizens joining their local election boards, some of that is happening, but again, some of that is happening where Trump cronies are joining those. I'll just give you two examples. Wayne County, Michigan, a GOP supporter of Trump's big election lie was selected to the Board of Canvassers, which will certify the election results. Genesee County, Michigan, a 13-year veteran of the county canvassing board lost her seat because she said there was no evidence of widespread fraud. And so what can stop those things?
The difficulty is that these election canvassing positions used to be duties that local party regulars did that used to be not that interesting. I mean, no offense to them, these are essential duties, but used to not attract a lot of controversy. But now they've attracted controversy. And so I would say that things like passage of the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, passage of the Freedom to Vote Act that Senators Manchin and Klobuchar have sponsored, those are important protections that will protect the right to vote in various ways. And local citizens, whether Democratic or Republican, need to be a counterweight to extreme elements of any party that may want to overturn elections and keep elections from being honestly reported. I think there are opportunities, and it's just a situation where people at every level have to pitch in. And I think at the highest levels, Congress and the President have a duty and opportunity to do what they've done in past decades, which is protect voting rights.
It's interesting that those two examples that I just gave you are from Michigan, because you say that Michigan is like this shining star in terms of the laws that it has passed against gerrymandering. You know, gerrymandering is a big problem because it makes these super entrenched districts that are not competitive. So what did Michigan do right that could serve as a model?
Michigan is a beacon to the states. Just as in other states, there have been established independent commissions where the commissioners are citizens. They are selected from applicants taken from the population, Democrats, Republicans, and independents. And at our site at gerrymander.princeton.edu, we did a deep dive into the mechanism there, and we found that having an independent commission where independents, Democrats, and Republicans had to come together, where there was public input, and where the final authority was not in legislators, but in fact in the people themselves. These were key steps. And about half of states have the possibility of having a voter initiative to allow such a thing to occur. And I would say that the grades that we gave at the gerrymandering project at Princeton, those grades that we gave to those plans were A's, maybe a couple of B's here and there. But the outcome as measured by quantitative metrics illustrate that Michigan has succeeded in drawing fairer maps that in all likelihood will reflect the will of voters in the decade to come.
Everyone should check out your website to see exactly how it was done and, again, your grades. Sam Wang, founder of the Princeton Election Consortium, thanks so much.
Thank you.